Hello, Evony community. This is Hex streaming here with Sassy. Thanks, Sassy, for setting this up upon popular request of some more tutorial videos. So thanks for the feedback on the other video for the Blazons. So much appreciated. Today we're going to talk about the duty generals. Some questions came up on duty generals. Might be more relevant for some of the younger servers, but I still seen some of the older servers have some players who are not big corners, still have issues with the duty generals. So let's go get right into it. Duty generals you can find by clicking on the three right dots on the side of your screen here. Go to generals, click on duty, and you can see all your duty generals. This is not my castle. This is a K40 VIP 17 castle, about 11B. So that's what you're seeing here. Um, you can see the list of duty generals that you can select from. Best way to put the duty generals in is to actually go to the building that you want the general in. Click on it. Let's do the rally spot. I preset that one up. Oh, what do you know? I don't got a rally spot. Duty general. So if you click on this information piece on the right hand side, it lets you know the difference between the types of duty generals based on your attributes that you have for the duty generals. It qualifies them for a different ranking as a duty general. So the entry level is junior spot, and ideally you want to be at the super rally spot, which requires you to have the stats that list here along with the base power to get these buffs: 30% march size increase and 70% march size capacity. I mean, that's great. 70,000 troops and 30%. So let's go and let's appoint one. Ah, here we go. We have one. Toyotomi Hideyoshi. If I chop that up, I apologize, but that's how I'm saying it. You stick him in there. And hey, not bad. Senior rally spot officer. Oh, we didn't quite hit that. 30% or the 70,000. 15% is all right, but you know what? I want to change it up. Let's make it a little sweeter. And this is how you do it. I'm just going to select anyone for now just to get Toyotomi back. I go in. I want to select him because he is the general for the rally spot officer. There's also another general if you're a heavy coiner. You can pick him up. He's just harder to ascend. I get the question a lot, like, is it better to use the premium duty generals or is it better to use the standard duty generals? And my answer to that is, which one can you ascend? If you're not a huge coiner or you happen to miss the event that you need to get the specific general, you're probably better off using the in stock tavern generals for your duty generals, because although they don't start with the initial buff that's as high as some of the premium duty generals, you do get to stack these pretty easily once you ascend them, and most of them are available in the tavern. So, first step is to qualify as the senior the super duty general. You need to have 3.3 million power. As you can see, he's only 2.29. So I want to add equipment to him. I don't care what I put in there. I'm just going to add equipment so his power goes up. And I'm adding the top equipment that I have available because it's going to give me the most power. If you don't have equipment available, you can use, excuse me, an existing general's equipment. And I'll tell you why. You can just take equipment off of one of your attack generals. We're well over the 3.3 mark, and on the attributes, I think we're well over the attributes too. But let's see what it tells us. Now we're going to select him. Boom. We have the senior super, from senior to super rally spot officer. Now we got that 30% march size capacity and the extra 70,000 troops. So we're right where we need to be. The stats for super base stats were 1400, 1400. So we are well within that. Now, say you did take the equipment off of, your main archer general. All you do is you go back, you go to your duty officer, you remove the equipment. You do not need to keep the equipment on the duty general once he is inside. You don't have to make equipment for all your duty generals. Save your materials to upgrade your dragons or for anything else. use one set to update all your rally generals because it only requires the equipment and the power to initiate the bond in the rally spot or in any of the duties. We'll go back. You can come here. Oh, wrong button. And you can see, although I took the equipment, he's still super rally spot. If you don't believe that that's not making an impact, all you have to do is you go to your preset, you look at any one of your max march sizes. In this case, for this castle with no buff in the condition that it's in, it's 2.849. And then you can go back. We can remove the rally spot general. He's got no equipment now. So if the equipment mattered, when I take him out, I shouldn't see a difference in the march size. I'm going to take him out and I'm going to put, sorry, I'm going to put anybody in there that's a junior. Actually, you know what I'll do? I will do this. Come to generals, duty generals. Equipment is off. Okay. See, I think he's a senior now without equipment. I'm trying to find the general that I put in so I can just reassign him and I don't have to stick someone else in there so you can see the biggest difference on the march. Okay. So it was 2.849, I believe it was. I'm going to take him out. So now there's no duty general. No duty general at all. And you should see a big difference in the march size. Yep. 2.548 versus 2.849. So removing the duty general had a huge impact on it, more than the 5% base that it gives on the main skill, which means that the super status of the general is active after you remove the equipment. So use one set of equipment for all your duty general buffs uh, to put them in there. And duty generals do not need skill books. Specialties, duty generals can use specialties if, for example, this guy is for the rally spot. So if you look at the specialties, some of them say an attribute and some of them say applied to rally spot officer. These are the ones that you need to do. So in this case, you don't really need to do the first one or the second one. You can just do the third one. However, if you want to get to the fourth one, because the fourth one is also applied to rally spot officer, then you do need to gold the first two so that the fourth becomes available. But look at all your specialties for your duty generals and you'll see which ones are applied to the specific general for that duty. Looking at my questions here. Let's see if you don't have a specific duty general. So let's go back. Let's just say that we didn't have that guy. We want to put her in. Okay, I got super. That's fine. I'm not going to get her main skill buff. But let's say I didn't have a super, right? You're obviously going to lose the specialties because none of the specialties are going to count. Just going to stick him in there. Senior. So you're going to lose your specialties because his specialties don't align with being applied as a duty general officer, but you can still see this guy is giving me a senior rally spot. I can also get super depending on the general that I pick. Obviously, I'm not going to put Ragnar in there, but just for the sake of showing you that you can achieve super. So you still get these benefits, but you will not get the benefits of the specialties or the main skill buff for this specific duty general. Other than that, If you just are concerned about this buff here, it's still a good way to gain 30% march size capacity by just putting any general in there and putting it super. You don't need to ascend the general that is not specifically for that duty. So, if I threw Ragnar in there and I was crazy enough to put him in this spot, I wouldn't have to ascend him because as long as he's super, it's going to give me this. None of his buffs are going to count towards my stats in this as a duty general. But now, if I went back and I put Toyotomi back in there, I would want to ascend him because his main skill is going to be enhanced because he is the rally spot officer for this duty. So you want to ascend the actual duty general for every specific building, but if you don't have that duty general, you can still get the buff from any other general, bringing them up to the power level and to the attributes. But you don't want to waste your blood of Ares on those generals because their main skill is not going to help you. None of the attack buffs or anything that this guy has given me, like this stuff here, range troop assault, um, bash, none of these things are counting towards any of the stats in my castle because he's being used as a duty officer. The only ones that count are the ones that say applied to rally spot officer. And it's only if he's in the rally spot. If I take him and I put him in the forge, it's not going to help me out. So you got to make sure they're in the right spot. This up. And we will go and select him and we have him back as super. I want to free up that equipment because I'll forget that it's there. And so will the person's castle who's I'm working on. So I will remove all this equipment. And he is done. That's the duty generals in a nutshell. Not difficult. You just got to be careful about reading. Read who's supposed to go where and know that you don't need to keep the equipment on them. You don't have to manufacture sets for all your duty generals. Just use one set. It could be any set. It could be an existing set for one of your other generals. Swap them and put it back. Save some materials. That's it. Thank you. Hopefully, this is helpful. If you found it helpful, comment, like, share, subscribe. Please, these videos will keep getting made if there's interest in them. If you find things that I've missed, by all means, I always love to learn. So share them with me too. Comment, direct message me, Sassy. Sassy helps me with all of this stuff. She's responsible for putting these videos together. I'm just kind of helping out with the tutorial. So thanks, Sassy, for setting this up. And I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on duty generals. Good luck, good building. Have fun.